a bit of damage taken. Plays like that can be risky. You can see he's very LM hungry.
Yep.
It's a bit of a dampener though, knowing that even if you get the knocks, you won't necessarily get to make it towards the body loop, depending on how the zones are pooling. And for Pisasi and Saren, even though that might have been good material, don't get much out of it.
I mean, at the point they're in, every little helps as far as the limb points, right? They'll take any extra points they can get. But you have to balance that risk. Keeping yourself in the game and getting some big placement will do wonders instead. Firing and picks sit in a similar spot where, again, it's just about trying to make the most out of this final game here.
I should have been up.
Don't have to do too much. Just
how many people left?
Enough.
37 people left.
It's like you don't want to overcomplicate it, but things are
so they can still qualify.
Dire right now for Seti. No form of mobility. It's going to force him to try and make his way into this next zone. Fortunately, the building coverage is barely providing him enough of a helping hand, but no materials left over. None of these builds are his either. And he is just waiting to see whether or not he can continue to avoid this.
This is tough. We've seen Seti in exactly the situation way too many times today. Solo left to clutch alone. And I said it earlier in the day, I want to see some Seti magic. There's only so much you can do in that spot. Hellfire has lost Winter. And so again, we're seeing all these teams who game here struggling. And that leaves room for one of these teams who's just been middle day to just come through and get a win potentially. You might have had a terrible 4 games.
She's been going up there.
This final end game. It's up to these guys to try and stop that from happening. Pixelski and Saren running low on everything, and so need to find a refresh. The battle for height, though, Taco. Look at how messy it is. Everybody realizes the occasion. Everybody realizes the opportunity at stake. They know that height has been the key to this lobby oftentimes, and they want a piece of it. Hellfire, can he get the siphon? It looks like it. That will keep him in just a bit longer. I see Savage is still up as well. There's still so many people who need this lane so desperately, Taco.
And they're not the only ones. iDrop and Gonzo maybe not as desperate for the win, but certainly desperate for as many placement points and elimination points that they can manage to build up. Just provide every little bit of a buffer zone if possible, but Hellfire has finally been taken out by Cheatin and Gear as nonetheless another duo that was also very much in need of a strong performance here in the final lobby to see whether or not they can actually convert it into a spot for the Major 2 finals right away. Pixovsky, Saren, still just barely managing to stay one tier above the rest, but making their way slowly now. They'll have to go for that crouch maneuver. They don't have any materials left to work with, and up in height, no one has been able to establish it just yet. Vegeta and Sko is going to challenge for it and be successful, but now it's about whether or not they can make use of it. They want to try and see if they can bring this into a Victory Royale conversion, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and the Spaniards up top desperately need it. They've not had the best of days. A win here would be the perfect end. Based on how things have gone, Frozy just trying to stay alive to clutch up. He knows he needs more points.
I should have been up.
It's so difficult though. There's so many hungry duos still patrolling these layers, scouting out for any solos lingering about in the storm. And Pixovsky won't even be able to make it back into the safe zone. Cheating and Giras on the front side alone. Putting together a masterclass here, 6 already, and looking for more.
But this is the problem. Now they've got to contend with 2 possible duos here, Jewel and Tidy, iDrop and Gonzo. And they don't want to find themselves sandwiched between either of them, which is why Gears continues to try and tarp towards that front side of the zone. But the cutoff has been met here. iDrop, Gonzo find their extension into Pigs, but Gonzo immediately punished the moment that he tries to make it towards body loot. The moment he tries to get that siphon, it just doesn't come into play. Jewel and Tidy instead have now fully overtaken Ultimate Low, but here as he's at least got to make it. He'll continue to try and squeeze out just a little bit more placement points, but iDrop knows exactly where he's at. He's going to stop to make it in its tracks, but he's immediately cleared up for it. Goes and Vegeta and make good use of the high ground.
This is the perfect end, potentially, for the Spaniards if they can connect with the final shot. Vegeta goes down, Stones is so low, he drops down, almost goes down to 4 damage, and Firen just has to connect with a final shot, but he's so low himself. Both players vying now, Tiny, trying to do it. Firen will go up, and he can't connect with the SMG, he's such low HP. Can he force his way into the box? Just how big of a moment this is. The win so desperately needed and slips through his fingers. Tiny will do it. And the crucial final shot connects. That is how you qual for the FNCS final.
That tree branch could potentially just haunt Firen for quite some time, though, Levin. Just barely managed to cut them short, but it worked out great for Tidy and Jewel. So, Des, what have you guys got?
Well, Tidy and Jewel, they were 14th on the leaderboard going into that one. Obviously, guaranteeing themselves a spot now that they've pretty much done the job. Pix and Fire, we talked about it before going into Game 5. Also on the threshold. What a game for both of these duos. But for Tidy and Jewel to Carter, having the gumption to manage to pull off that VR, we just have to, again, doff the chapeau to them.
Yeah, the second half of the tournament today in Heat 3 for them has gone incredibly well. Game 1, 18th, then 44th, but somehow they just locked in. Back-to-back 7th place finishes, put them almost in qualifying range. They were very close going into that match, and with the win, they have solidified a spot in the grand finals. So a little too close for comfort, but at the end of the day, Mini, they got the job done, and that's what you love to see.
Absolutely, yeah. There are a couple of players that we have seen in major finals previously. They, of course, played together back last year, but it's the first time they're actually making one this year. Of course, they didn't make it last time out. And this game overall, I mean, it was a complete mess. I don't know what was happening up on high. I don't know who was taking control. I thought Vegeta was going to go ahead and win the game. They were the duo. Of course, Tidy was absolutely popping off in those moments, finding those eliminations. And it was this moment right here. The tree was in the way. It was all just really awkward, and things like that can really throw you off. But for Tidy and Jewel, these guys did not let it affect them whatsoever. Yeah, really close. I think Tiny is going to win. I think they just had enough points, of course, to qualify through. Anyway, realistically, it was like 190 or something they ended on. So I think they won't be too disappointed, but still a very good end game nevertheless.
Let's take a look at our Victory Royale winners from Heat 3. We'll be seeing all of these duos in next weekend's grand finals. Velo and Zynox taking the first Victory Royale for Wales and the rest of the UK mini-minor at the start of today.
Yeah, nice to see. I'm just looking at this list as well. I'm not seeing any of your guys' predictions that actually also won a game. This also goes to the cast, so it looks like the devs do know what we're talking about, and good to back the Welsh.
Hey, that's friendly fire, mini-minor. We gotta go against the caster booth.
Yeah, no, we'll go
here.
against
What are we
them,
doing here?
Yeah, we'll go. That's fine.
I'm just gonna caveat. I wasn't predicting Pix and Firen to get Victory Royale, but I was predicting them to qualify, and they surely have done it in style. So let's see who gets to gloat in the green room as we bring up the leaderboard. Guys, you're looking at 6th to 15th here. And as you can see, Ghost and Pig just excellent with their consistency all games long today. Zav and Wolfax, that firepower is something to contend with. And Hutty and Fishy have managed to do it to Carter.
Yeah, if you're on this page, you're happy. All right, you're feeling good right now. You've guaranteed a spot in the major finals. We've got 5 of the teams that qualified through the VR, and these are the top 5 as well in consistency. But top 10 is actually what you need to qualify. So it's actually going to be number 15 on the next page is what that cutoff is going to be. I know Seti was in extreme danger. Nathan and Nebs were in danger, but let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, the cutoff is actually going to be 157 mini. What a way to close it.
So close. Cheated and Giras making it to that end game really, really well. They had a bit of a topsy-turvy day, really. They had a couple of good end games and then a couple of not so good games, but they clutched it up when it mattered most by just one singular point. But as you mentioned, my heart breaks for Seti and Comeback. Uncontested all day. They had everything going for them, really, but unfortunately, they still couldn't qualify through. Seti having to solo clutch there. He did it earlier on in the day, but couldn't make it happen in that last game, so they'll have to play the last chance qualifiers.
And the
Yeah, I'm
play-in's going to be on
surprised.
Monday to Qatar. I just want to jump in really quickly, if that's okay with you. I just want to ask a quick question, which is, do you think that this is a duo that's going to be competing in that lobby together, or do you think they're going to be looking for duos to make another go at it?
I don't know, Levin was saying it while he was casting. There's been a lot of solo action going on for Seti and Combeck, so I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe have a last-minute switch-up for the last chance qualifier. But another surprise that I saw there, despite them qualifying, was Nathan Nebs in 14th, I believe. I mean,
Nathan.
Giras had that 15th cutoff, but I was kind of expecting a bit higher of a placement from this duo. Nonetheless, they made it, so that's truly what matters. But hopefully, for the major finals, they can lock in a bit more.
And even Hellfire and Winther there on 13th. Hellfire solo clutching so many points at the end there. He had a couple of nice zone pullbacks, playing the Storm really well, and we talk a lot about experience. Hellfire has so much of that, and it's so easy if you're an inexperienced player to try and just go into the zone, play out all your mats, but Hellfire used all that experience, stayed back inside of the Storm, squeezed out all those extra points, which ultimately qualified them through, so big ups to those guys as well.
Well, for the duos that haven't qualified across the 3 heats here in Europe, they've got another shot. 5 Victory Royale winners from the Last Chance lobby on Tuesday will join our qualified duos from this weekend in the grand finals. And we're going to be broadcasting the action. You do not want to miss it. And you do not want to miss Heat 3 of NA Central tonight. Mini Minor, you can probably give us a few reasons to why. I mean, the first one obviously being Peter Bottom Poyo.
A few decent players playing in it, you know, a few big names you might want to see, you know, but yeah, it's going to be alright. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, Venno and
I'm
Aegis
going to
Takara,
watch them.
seeing them as a duo. Do you think it's going to work?
So probably
I
another
would like
stream
to see
we
it
have.
work. I think this is going to be, I mean, we had Heat 1 in EU was the most stacked, and now Heat 3 in NA is the most stacked. So we got the two sides playing out right now.
Yeah, and for me, like, I'm just really excited to see Canada and Sphinx together,
Probably
because that is
won't go
probably going to
streaming,
be the chattiest duo, and I wish we could hear their comms. So hopefully one of those guys at least is going to be streaming that one. That's going to be on this channel in less than 3 hours. Everyone lock in, get your
So
popcorn.
go 3 hours.
It's just going to be cinema. And as for Europe fans, please join us next Tuesday for that last chance
No, I'm
qualifier. Right now,
going-
though, guys, let's sound that horn.
So go 3 hours. So that would make 10 or Coke. 10 or 11 or Coke. Kabuki games up. I'm gonna want Kabuki games up. Kabuki games up. Oh. Thanks for watching. So tell them go. North America next.